I'm here, guys. Can you guys hear me? I'm live. I'm live. Fucking live. We're not late. We're here. We're on time. What's the point of non-copyrighted music if this music gets claimed either way? It's so dumb. What's up, Cammy? It's so weird. Don't worry, it's not you for recommending this. It's just, this is so dumb. Can we talk about this for a sec? This is so frustrating. Look, what does this song say in the title? This song says non-copyrighted music. Guess what I get on the live streams and the videos? A copyright. I'm like, this video says non-copyright music. It's like, I literally did what you tell me to. And it's like, well, like, say if it's a copyright strike or a copyright claim, bro. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's not like the video got deleted. It just, I can't monetize the video. It's okay. But I find that so weird. I'm like, why have that in your description if you're just gonna, like, claim all revenue? Like, be more specific in your videos. Right? It's not like it's making crazy money or anything. I'll make, like, a dollar at most, you know? But still, I'm like, bro, why? Like, at least be honest in the descriptions. So, which is, I'm going to use it again today. And I'm going to make sure I have the description up right away. And see if it's claimable. And see if it gets claimed again or not. And if not, I'll try and find, like, battle music on YouTube Music. Alright, let me set up chat. You know what? I was tired as fuck today in the morning. I was like 5 chapters max. I think wow, my voice cracked. I think I'm going to do more than 5 chapters. So, I think we're good. So, I think we're going to be... Are you guys ready with me? Ahead of schedule. Or maybe he just doesn't care since he's already used other music copyright. Yeah, it's weird. I got Wiz to use it too, and he didn't say anything about it. I think you're cursed. No, it's okay. It's weird. I only got it on 1 video and 2 live streams. Only 1 video and 2 live streams. So I think it's like, if you're just playing the music and there's no background, then yeah. But I think if you're talking over it, it doesn't get picked up. I'm not sure. Which is why I'm going to play it again today. The live stream is probably going to get claimed when I'm not talking. But we're going to see what happens for the video. But I think it's fine. I think it just depends on how much you're talking over and whatnot. All right, let's put this here. I'll be honest, man. I think I'm doing more than 5 chapters today. I think I'm going to try and see if I can do 8. I'm going to see if I can do 8 today, 8 tomorrow. If I can do 8 today, 8 tomorrow, that means I'm 6 chapters ahead of schedule. It means I'm a day ahead of schedule. And I should be able to do more Shadow Slave because I know it's been a week. But let me get this ready. Or let's get the chapter up. Right away, I'm going to be in my relaxed position because, bro, I lost my voice last night. I was out. Oh, my God. I was out till like 2 in the fucking morning on a Sunday night. I'm like, what am I doing, man? I need to go get some sleep. I only took like a 3-hour nap, bro. Or like a 4-hour. Truly sleepless. Out of volume 1 to 3, which is your favorite? From where you're at, volume 3 was hands down my favorite, bro. It was my favorite. All right, let me organize this. Yeah, like from like where you're at, bro. For between those first 3 volumes, Gurman was like my favorite persona, my favorite volume. I wouldn't say the volume 3 finale was like the best out of all of them. I think it might have been the weakest, right? I think even Cuttlefish said that wasn't like he wasn't trying to set up like a crazy ending, but I think it was still a really good overall volume. All the fights were better, the persona was better. Now let's just get right to it. Oh man, that's some good ginger ale, bro. This shit's good. I'm gonna get more later. I'm gonna fill this bad boy up so we can keep reading. Are you guys ready? I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I am excited because this week we're finishing a volume 5, bro. Are you guys ready? Hopefully I read more. Not hopefully. I should be able to read more than 5 today, which means we'll go ahead of schedule and hopefully we'll be done before the 7th scheduled stream. Hopefully we get this done in 6 streams, but we'll see how it goes. That being said, if you like what you guys are going to see, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know how this 10 out of 10 intro's playing out. If you guys don't like it, you know, be honest with me. If you guys do like this 10 out of 10 intro, also let me know. Let's just go right into it, dude. Let's just fucking go. Let's just pull the band-aid. Let's just fucking go right into the chapter, right, guys? Shit, we got so much to do. We got so much fucking catching up to do. Man, Wiz finished volume 6, man. This dude's already on 7, huh? Man, that's crazy. Damn. All right, chapter 1108. How much XP will I get on the last stream? We'll see what happens, dude. Chapter 1108 is called The Messed Up Family. As I catch my breath already, because I lost my voice last night, man. I was out way too late. Gerben's Sparrow's silence made Tracy's heart sink as though she had fallen into an ice cavern. Where with Tracy? Oh, yeah. She was scared. Yeah. Gerben Sparrow's silence made Tracy's heart sink as though she had fallen into an ice cavern. When he saw her despair surface on Vice Admiral Aylin's face, Klein took out a piece of paper from his pocket. With a flick of his wrist, he made it flow forward like a poker card. With a whoosh, the slip of paper cut through a tiny portion of invisible spider webs like a piece of metal. It tore open a translucent ice crystal and lacerated Tracy's left arm, causing blood to splatter. The surface of the paper was quickly dyed with a bright red thing before it boomeranged back from the trapped demoness into Klein's palm. Tracy's original... Well, I'm going to raise the volume up ahead of time already. Let's just, let me raise the volume already. That way it's already ready. Tracy originally imagined that the piece of paper would come at her throat, but she never expected it to only target her arm. She was momentarily stunned. Only when Gerben Sparrow folded the piece of paper and placed it into the iron cigar case did she suddenly realize something. She asked, "Your true target is Katerina." Klein placed the iron cigar case back into his pocket without answering her. He calmly asked, "You are her descendant." Upon hearing this, Tracy, who was still trapped by the ice crystal and spider silk, suddenly let out a low laugh. "I'm not just a descendant, I'm her child." Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, probably not for important. You're about to reach some crazy parts. Yeah, probably not for crazy important stuff. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. I mean, all the video game music we've used up until this point has been pretty good so far. Upon hearing this, Tracy, who was still trapped by the ice crystal and spider silk, suddenly let out a low laugh. "I'm not just a descendant, I'm her child." Child, daughter, as Klein rejoiced over his caution and not necessarily killing her, causing Demoness of White Katerina to sense something. She subconsciously analyzed whether Katerina was the mother or father of Ailment Maiden. It's sad, I know, dude. Yeah, it was weird. I find it weird that they put that in the title. I find that so weird. Man. I guess probably today'd be chill. I think, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I think we'll be good right now. What was it? Mother, father. Was the mother or father of Ailment Maiden. If Katerina was also formerly a male, it's possible that she's Tracy's father, but the problem is that, which is actually, it's the latter. She was her father that became a woman. But the problem is that she was already a Sequence 4 demigod during the Pale disaster. That was at the end of the 4th epoch, and for the Assassin pathway, a man will change into a woman at Sequence 4. Yo, what's up, dude? However, it's impossible for Sequence 5 Beyonder to live for so long. Even most Sequence 4 and Sequence 3 saints aren't capable of that. So how? There's only one answer, and that is that Tracy was born by Katerina. Born by Katerina. Also, it happened in the past few decades and at an advanced maternal age of more than 1,000 years. Klein nodded slightly and confirmed without any change in expression, "She's your mom." Tracy's expression suddenly turned odd. "No, my mother." Just as he was about to ask what the difference between mother and since it was essentially a more formal and elegant manner of speech, Tracy sneered and said, "My mom is another person. She used to be my father. Your demoness... You demonesses have messed up families, but that isn't a reason why you spread catastrophes to the world." Klein uses clown powers to control his facial muscles as he continued looking at Ailment Maiden, his face impassive? You lied to me? No, I haven't lied. Tracy, who was already in a dire situation, as I scroll down too much, was now beginning to abandon herself to despair. Without waiting for Gerben Sparrow's response, she sighed and gave a self-deprecating laugh. "Maybe it was all a mistake since I was born. Abnormal parents, abnormal family relationships, abnormal sect members. They sculpted me and harmed me. At the age of 8, I found out that my father, who I had already admired as a role model, had suddenly become a woman. He became like a dainty flower by the day, becoming more and more adequate at using his charms. Later on, he even found a male friend and gave birth to my young brother." Oh, wow. Can you imagine that kind of feeling? Oh, wow. So she was probably traumatized. "After I ran away from home and came to the sea, I finally found a normal sense of self-recognition and social identity. After many years of hard work, I finally understood what I really wanted. Then a potion bottle turned me into a woman." Huh, a woman. Wait. So Katerina wasn't born a woman. Oh, yeah, you're right. Wait, no, we knew that. No, not Katerina. Yeah, never mind. Ailment Tracy. Yeah, Ailment Tracy was a man that became a woman also, just like them. Got it. Then a potion bottle turned me into a woman. Huh, a woman. After listening quietly, Klein said without changing his tone, "Your instigation skills are pretty good." Tracy turned to Gabe, but in the end, she only sat and smiled with a complicated expression. I admit that I was trying to win your sympathy. Everyone wants to live, isn't that right? However, I didn't lie. This was my life experiences. She stopped exaggerating her pain and sat and paused. Before you kill me, I would like to ask you a question. It's a question that won't put you in a difficult spot. What is it? Klein looked at the demoness and asked. Tracy hesitated for a moment before finally asking, before you came to assassinate me the previous time, did Helene know about this? Klein was silent for a moment before he said she didn't know what would happen. Tracy's face suddenly glowed. Really? Before German's word could respond, she revealed an extremely complicated expression. Before I die, can I ask you for another favor? If you can see her again, tell her I feel very guilty about what happened in the past, but I don't regret it. At this point, Tracy... Wow, so Element... It's Monday? I know. I did say... Wait, what did I say? It is Monday. We're finishing, dude. We're finishing Volume 5 this week, dude. At this point, Tracy tried to shake her head, but failed thanks to the restriction provided by the crystalline ice and invisible spiderwebs. She could only laugh at herself. Forget it. There's no need to tell her. Let's leave it at that. You can do what you were here for. Oh, shit, dude. This is good. Yeah. Wait, let me fix my camera a little bit. That way I'm more in the center. With that, Tracy closed her eyes. After a few seconds, she didn't feel the pain she expected. Instead, she heard Germer say in a deep voice, say this, no one is to disturb me. Tracy was surprised as she felt perplexed, and it showed on her face. However, since she was already facing death, such a small matter wasn't worth nitpicking about it. She opened her mouth and said, no one is to disturb me. As soon as she said that, the same voice echoed on the black depth, greatly amplified. The pirates didn't have any doubts about this. It was as if they were following a specific pattern. They instinctively avoided the captain's cabin and continued their work. Since the captain said not to disturb her, they naturally wouldn't seek her out. At this moment, Tracy saw German Sparrow take off his top hat and press it on his chest. He bowed slightly at her as though he was bidding her farewell. Then, as she felt as though she was isolated from the entire world, there was silence. Even the crazy adventurer was gone. She had obtained the environment of not being disturbed, just as she wanted, the magnify and distortion powers of the lower pathway. The layer of ice on Tracy's body began to melt, but the invisible spiderwebs continued to bind her family, preventing her from doing anything. She couldn't even change her center of gravity, hence she could only stand there like a lifelike wax statue. He didn't kill me. Tracy looked ahead blankly, momentarily in disbelief. I just realized the music isn't on loop. There you go. She didn't believe that German Sparrow hadn't taken action before he pitied her. This crazy adventurer had killed many pirates, and that he had never been in a situation where he showed mercy. As for Tracy, although she believed that she wasn't the typical demoness and didn't live up to her status as a demoness, how could she not have done anything bad as a pirate? She was experienced in both the slave trade and in plundering ships. Similarly, Tracy didn't believe that German Sparrow was moved by her beauty and her experiences and had ended up coveting her, because this cold gaze was like that he was looking at a dead person. So why? There must be other factors. A thought flashed through her mind as she made the connection to this matter she might not be involved in. She quickly came to a conclusion. It's likely because of my blood relationship with Mother. Oh, duh. Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't want to make her an enemy. Duh. As for Demoness, they're all good at hexes. Once I die, Mother will immediately notice it. When she discovers that there's a problem here, she'll make preparations ahead of time, preventing German Sparrow from finding his target during the subsequent actions. That's why he allowed me to live, but made it impossible for me to contact anyone else. From the looks of it, regardless of the outcome of his operation targeted at Mother, he may return to kill me, and if I want to continue living, I have to succeed in saving myself before that happens. In Tracy's heart, she didn't have much of a relationship with her mother, Katerina. This demoness of unaging had lived for a long time, as most of the time she had maintained her youthful state of mind by dating young men. She was passionate about the occasional children that she had whenever she found it novel to have one. At other times, she was mostly indifferent. However, as she grew older, Katerina's evaluation of Tracy was that she resembled her past self more and more. Hence, she was doted on her and provided more help. However, Tracy didn't want such attention, and it only served... Oh, man, she gotta die. It only served to make her lose her original gender, putting her into the painful situation that she couldn't shake off. Phew. Although I hate her and blame her, I will still unknowingly rely on her, hoping that she can respect my opinion more. I hope that she can escape German Sparrow's pursuit. Tracy once again began to struggle and attempt to escape her bound state. On the one On the one hand, she had tried to save herself. On the other hand, she wanted to inform her mother to be careful of Gurmansborough as soon as possible. Of course, Tracy found it questionable that Gurmansborough, who had likely advanced the sequence forward recently, would be able to harm her mother. She was, after all, someone who had survived since the Fourth Epoch and was a demoness with the title of unaging. However, she didn't only pin this belief of hope. This is because Gurmansborough had helpers such as the Deaf Consul, who even her mother feared. Plop. Tracy finally collapsed on the ground and tried to roll towards the desk, but no matter how hard she tried, she was unable to roll her body. The person she was fighting against was none other than herself, she who had been distorted and magnified. What? Above the great fog, Klein had already taken the seat in the high-backed chair of the fool. He placed the paper stained with Vice Admiral Ailment's Tracy's blood on the surface of the long model table. Following that, he conjured a pen and paper and wrote a divination statement. Vice Admiral Ailment, Tracy's mother, Katerina's current location. Putting down the pen, he held the 2 pieces of paper and leaned back into his chair. He closed his eyes and repeated the words he had written. After repeating it 7 times, he entered a dream. He then saw a tall and towering Gothic bell tower appear in the gray world. What the fuck? Okay. Although the bell tower, the white-robed Katerina stood in the shadows of a few houses. She observed the surroundings with a heavy expression, as though she was searching for something. As for the crimson moon hanging high in the sky, its position was identical to what he had seen before entering the gray fog. This meant that the demoness Katerina was still in Backland. She was in Westboro in search of a particular target. Oh, shit. So was she there during the bombardment? Hey, what's up, dude? What's up? Thank you for joining. That's crazy. Wait, oh, this is going to be the Katerina stream, huh? Oh, it's going to be good, dude. Oh, it's good. This is going to be good, bro. You know what, Hinge? I don't think I'm going to answer that question. That, I don't know, man. That's... No comment. But that was a funny question, dude. All right, next chapter, dude. 11 minutes. /38. Paste right here. And next chapter. Are you guys ready? Chapter 1000. Yes, comment give me. Chapter 1109 is called Patience. After ending the divination, and I did my timestamp? Yes. Awesome. Patience is virtue. After ending the divination and returning to real world, Klein walked to the room outside of the rental flat. There he had pondered for nearly a minute while looking at the crimson moon in the night. Perhaps there's still another chance for digesting a potion, he muttered silently as he ultimately rummaged for something. He took the 2 marionettes and dispersed them into the shadows. I know, I'm sorry, I haven't freed you from prison. Are you top fragging or bottom of a leaderboard when you play FPS? What do you think that question means? I don't know, man. Or top or bottom, I don't know, man. All I know is, man, I have a pretty high KDA. And there's only one game where, when I played Black Ops 1, I purposely ruined my KDA because I watched a KRI Speedy video where he's like, fuck your KDA ratio. But that was the only time. Are you still here? So you're a player? Yeah, man. What do you mean? Dude, I've been gaming since, like, I was 5, bro. All right. Let me quickly change this music. Let me put this battle music, and let's see how we feel. I feel like I've played this one for 10 minutes. So if it gets claimed or not, I think we'll find out. Which means I'm going to play this battle music for now. And we're going to see how it goes. Give me a sec. We're going to play this track. Don't worry, we're not going to play the same track we've been hearing for a while. Let me just scroll down. Was it Orphans? That's a little loud. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Yeah, we started. We're here, dude. I think we're going to try Adulthood. Or No Turning Back. Maybe not this one. Let's try Orphans. No, Inquisition. Let's try this one. Let's try Inquisition. Let's try Inquisition. We'll see how we're feeling with this one. We'll see how we're feeling with this one after a chapter. So you guys let me know. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. Yeah, let's try this one. Let's try Inquisition for a chapter and we'll see how it goes, all right? You guys let me know.
and dispersed into the shadows. In Backland, he no longer dared to use Flaming Jump, afraid that it might catch Zarathul's notice. After all, it was impossible for him to always have an opportunity to ignite Will Osterton's paper crane to protect himself. This was a sign of disrespect towards the Snake of Fate, and it was easy for Dr. Aaron's family to be targeted if he kept visiting them. In a blink of an eye, Klein appeared at the back of the tall Gothic-style bell tower. In his dream, he hid in the shadows, one form of the bell order, a symbol of Backland. Immediately following that, he and his two marionettes split apart, each occupying different hidden spots. After doing all this, Klein quickly turned a rat into a marionette, allowing it to run to the edge and rang on the control. It opened its mouth and softly chanted an honorific name. The great god of war, the symbol of iron and blood, the ruler of chaos and strife, demoness of white Katarina is in the area. Since Klein was fulfilling his agreement with the Red Angel evil spirit, he stopped that his high-level creature would set up into a trap that might possibly be from him. At the same time, he had some doubts about Sauron Einhorn of Medicis' true intentions. He had no help from the Church of Evernight or Queen Mystic. He planned on watching from the sidelines to confirm the situation. At least he implicate others into springing a trap. Just as the prayer ended, the gray rat suddenly twitched and fell quietly beside the rubbish bin. It had already lost its life and was no longer Klein's marionette. This was a way to prevent himself from being marked by the Red Angel evil spirit. As for him, after giving up on the rat immediately, he immediately left the area where the Bell of Order was located in Konis and Uni. He also made the winner pray for the sea god Kalvatu a few kilometers away. After the prayer, the two of them continued to retreat, widening their distance. Then Klein hid in the storage room in a particular house, took 4 steps counterclockwise, and went above the gray fog to sit in the position of the fool. He then beckoned for the sea god scepter. With the help of the prayer light on the winner, he expanded his scope and observed the target area. At the same time, with the other hand, he held a piece of paper that was stained with Vice Admiral Element Tracy's blood. With a medium like this and a general scope, it didn't take long under his true vision before he found the hidden demoness of White Cat. He found her just quickly. He found her that quickly, and he found the hidden demoness of the White Katrina. The black-haired, blue-eyed woman was dressed in pure white robe. She looked like a weightless feather, and she wasn't gently drifting across the streets and alleys. Even if the patrolling policemen looked in the right direction, they were unable to detect her presence. If it wasn't for the Grey Fog's help, Klein could only use his spirit-body threads to see through the invisibility to a certain extent. Taking a deep breath, he patiently waited for the Red Angel evil spirit to appear. He also observed Katrina, wanting to know what she was looking for. He suspected the demoness of white was targeting Trissy Cheek. Ooh, okay. We're going to have another demoness fight. Seconds changed to minutes as the crimson moon gradually tilted to the side. Having wandering around the Bell of Order for a while without finding anything, Katarina revealed a slightly frustrated and disappointed expression. She looked as though she was about to leave the area at any time, and the Red Angel evil spirit never appeared. This Sauron Einhorn of Medici was just lying to me. He really didn't have the demoness of white as his goal. No, that's not necessarily the case. If that happened, then his condition would be meaningless. The Red Angel evil spirit has actually arrived at the scene, but has chosen not to merely take action like me. He is waiting for the battle between Katarina and me and my companions to reach its most intense state before suddenly appearing to reap the greatest benefits. Klein's thoughts wandered as he came up with a guess. He suspected that the Red Angel evil spirit was a cautious, careful, and staid as he was. He hoped to be the fisherman pulling in the net and not that net. Wait, he hoped to be, I don't know this analogy. He hoped to be the fisherman pulling in the net and not that net. This is really troublesome. Next, it will depend on who's more patient. Klein muttered silently as he continued to observe the situation around the Bell of Order through the prayer of light. Tick, tick, tick. The second hand was beating at the same time, pacing and quiet in the night. Demoness of white, Katarina's expression turned increasingly gloomy. Suddenly, she cast her gaze on the glass window of a building. In the dim night, the glass window was like a mirror, reflecting the things in front of it. Katarina's beautiful blue eyes sparkled slightly as the surface of the mirror instantly turned dark, as though they were countless objects and layers of space hidden within. Oh man, basically he wants, yeah, I know, it's like they both want to do the final hit. I find it fun. I don't get the analogy by the, he hoped to be the fisherman pulling in the net and not that net. That's the only thing that confused me, but it's like they're both kind of waiting it out, which is funny. Countless objects and layers of space hidden within. The glass window seemed to have become a passageway to an alternate world. With a thought Together with the various beyond her powers the demoness Trissy had showcased, he suspected that Katarina was about to use the mirror world to leave this place and end her hunt tonight. Damn, I feel like I'm playing Bloodborne over here every time we hear the word hunt. How can the Red Angel evil spirit still endure this? Klein tensed up as he instinctively wanted to put down the Sea God Scepter and return to the real world. He wanted to act against the Demoness of White and prevent her from leaving. As this thought flashed through his mind, he ultimately didn't move. He felt that he could still wait a little longer before, even if Katrina left the surroundings of the Bell of Order, he could still locate her again as long as she didn't discover that something had happened to her daughter. When the time came, he could first summon a Rhodes to ask about the target's actual abilities and items. Then he could either seek the help of Queen Mystic Bernadette or the Church of the Evernight to borrow a Grade 1 sealed artifact. He could then make the scales of victory tip towards him before taking action. I deliberately didn't hide my operation this time. If I were to borrow a sealed artifact and the Archbishop assets to it, then that means that the goddess's true attitude towards George III is that she doesn't like the kings becoming the Black Emperor, but she can only accept it silently. If someone is willing to disrupt the ritual, she is willing to provide some help. Klein calmed his slightly anxious feeling, allowing his observation to become more relaxed. At that moment, Demoness of White, Katarina's expression returned to normal. She floated to the glass window and entered without any corporeal form. The layers of illusory worlds within the mirror converged as though they were constantly moving away. At that moment, using his true vision to observe the area underneath, Klein seemed to hear a shrill female cry. This cry seemed to come from another world. It contained extreme fear and disbelief. None of the residents in the surrounding area were jolted awake. No one heard anything. That was Katarina's scream. What exactly happened to her? What? Klein's gaze froze as he thought of something. The Red Angel evil spirit is also an evil spirit. Oh, so he's in the mirror world. And it's also capable of using mirror blink, thus using this medium. In other words, he is no stranger to the mirror world. So he captured her. Could it be that Sauron Einhorn Medici has been hiding in the mirror all this time, waiting for the Demoness of White to throw herself into a trap? As somebody being part of the Hunter pathway, I didn't think he'd do that. That's pretty cool. As his pupils dilated, the darkness and gloominess and the glass window disappeared. The mirror had lost its unique characteristics and returned to its original state. After a few seconds later, the bottom of the glass window slowly sped, forming liquid that slid down. In the areas that the liquid passed, the surrounding grayish-white tint spread, covering its original pale yellow color. It was like a newly embedded stone. It's not because of the Hunter pathway, but the fact that he's an evil spirit. Well, no, like, because he's an evil spirit, he has axes. What was it? What was the ability? He has blink, right? But I find it funny how, like, even though he's part of the Hunter pathway, he he's technically still hunting, but just I feel like knowing him and with his characters, and I feel like he's always like a frontal assault guy, right? Like just with his sword, just going in and charging. But it's like I find it cool. He's like biding his time. Drip, drip, drip. The drops of liquid landed on the ground, dyeing its bright red like blood, beautiful like flowers. Upon seeing the scene, the muscles of Klein's face twitched slightly before he forced himself to use his clown powers to control his expression. This ending was really unexpected. A powerful and senior sequence 3 saint, one who had lived for more than 1,000 years, was unable to put up any resistance in front of a Red Angel. Just like that? Red Angel's evil spirit traps, there was only silence left. As for Klein himself, even if he counted the 2 marionettes and the sealed artifacts he possessed, he was still a little weaker when compared to Katarina's strength. Just like that? It's over? Really? I thought Klein was going to go off against Katarina. Really? He needed to make up for this gap through his prior preparations. This also meant that if he were to face the Red Angel evil spirit, he would probably not end up any better. He would similarly be powerless and puny, slowly sinking into the torrent that followed. Is this what a former King of Angels is? Even though his strength has yet to recover to its peak state, it still leaves one in such despair. Seeing the blood seeping out from the glass window gradually lessen, he took a deep breath and returned to the real world. Following that, he and Winter Uni exchanged position as he teleported to the glass window. She got one tapped? Literally one fucking tapped. I thought she was going to be more menacing in the end of, dude. I guess not. When Bizarre Sorcerers switched positions, they could only choose 2 swapping their bodies, or bodies and external objects. However, it was impossible to be too precise at his current level, so Klein wasn't able to leave behind whatever he wanted. He could only choose to leave everything or not leave anything behind. Uni, who wore German-Sparrow's appearance, said to the glass window in a deep voice the moment he materialized in front of it, "I have already fulfilled my promise." A figure suddenly appeared on the glass window. He was wearing a long black robe with red stripes. He casually wore a hood revealing a soft outline. His skin was brown and he had a pale face. He was a gatekeeper who had been possessed by Sauron Einhorn Medici. "Well done." The young man walked down from the window and said with a smile. Upon hearing this, Klein took out something from his pocket. The corners of his mouth curled up as he happily replied, "You did well too." As he spoke, he blew at the monocle in his hand and wore... What? Wait. I'm sorry. Is Klein pretending to be possessed by Amon? What the fuck is going on here? Wait. As he spoke, he blew at the monocle in his left hand and wore in his left eye. Sauron Einhorn Medici. Wait. Is Klein pretending to be Amon? Or was Amon pretending to be Klein? Rip? No, wait. What? Wait. It was Amon all along. No shot. Wait, no. I can see Klein pretending. Really? Wait. Okay, let's just fucking keep reading. Wait. We're following Amon's POV, not Klein. No fucking, you're lying to me. Wait, so we go back and read it. All that like everything was from Klein's. What the? That wasn't Klein's point of view. Oh, so shit. Are you telling me the whole time Amon like, oh man, this is a messed up wow, Amon is actually fucking funny, dude. He's a funny character. Wait, so that was Amon's inner monologue the entire time? Well, okay, dude, that sounds so fucking hype. Let's fucking keep reading, dude. Wait, no, that's Klein, because even... Wait, he's like, oh, at my current level? Wait, he was saying even at my current level, I'm no stronger than Katrina. Wait, so is Amon in like a weakened state, or was that all like a fake inner monologue to deceive Medici? I assume it'll get answered if I keep reading. Let's just keep reading, dude. What the fuck? That is so cool. Wait, let me do my timestamp. That is so badass. 23 minutes. 23 minutes, 32. Wow, I gotta be chill, man. I lost my voice, man. Oh my god, this is bad. This is tough to listen to. I know. I lost my voice right now, so I'm sorry. Oh man, dude, wait. This is so weird. We're following Amon's POV, not Klein's. But like, since when? Since when have? What? Okay, let's keep reading. Maybe I'll say exactly since when we were following. But okay. Chapter 1110 is called Spirit Channeling. For a moment, the cold night became abnormally scorching hot, as though the invisible lava was surging within. However, everything quickly returned to normal. The Red Angel Evil Spirit sized up Klein and smiled as if nothing had happened. I'll say it again, you have talent in being a provoker. Back when Zaratul digested the Bizarro Sorcerer Potion, even he didn't dare to pretend to be Amon in front of me. Oh! Okay, so it's Klein pretending. I'll say it again, you have talent in being a provoker. Back when Zaratul digested the bizarre sorcerer potion, even he didn't dare to pretend to be Amon in front of me. There wasn't a hint of anger in his tone. He didn't mention why Zaratul didn't dare to do so. Okay. Alright, that was so fucking funny. Okay, so it was Klein. He was just pretending to be him. But with his... So he was trying to, like, scare him back, but he was smart enough to see through it. But with his gaze swooping across Klein, it was as if he had fallen deep inside a glacier, his body freezing in the process. Or is it? Nah, dude, really? This was how his actual body felt, even though he was separated by his marionette. Yeah, come on, that's his Klein. He doesn't use a marionette. Even though he was separated by his marionette, the back of his neck and the back still had goosebumps. Without needing Sauron Einhorn Medici to say anything else, Klein understood the hidden meaning behind his words. Anyone who dared to do such a method to scare him would suffer the punishment of steel and blood on the spot. Looking at the Red Angel Evil Spirit in front of him, who had a converged aura but was giving off a feeling of extremely high level of superiority, Klein couldn't help but inwardly mutter, if it wasn't for the fact that the bizarre sorcerer potion had been digested to a certain extent, I would have thought that your willpower was as strong as steel and that your strength had returned to the level of at least a sequence 1. And now I can basically confirm that under your calm demeanor, you're hiding a strong fear towards Amon. This also means that your current level is at most sequence 2. What's up, dude? How you doing? Besides, I was already mentally prepared to lose the marionette. In order to quickly digest the potion, I had to taste... Oh, he did it to digest his potion. I had to take the risk. If the Nitz was here and he was given the opportunity to shout out coward twice, he could probably quickly digest the provoker potion, even if he had drunk 4 or 5 bottles. Without further agitating the Red Angel evil spirit, Klein smiled and took off the monocle. Back in the Solomon Empire, Zarathustra should already be an angel. How would he still need to digest the bizarre potion formula? I'm talking about the young Zarathustra, Sarhan. The young Wait, there's a young one and an old one? I'm talking about the young Zarathustra. Sauron Einhorn of Medici said casually. This is consistent with the description from the grandpa and Leonard's body. Klein nodded indiscriminately and focused on the main topic at hand. You've already finished off the Demoness of White. What do you think? The Red Angel evil spirit laughed and said, also, one must be polite. Since Katrina called herself the Saintess of White, then you shouldn't call her a demoness anymore. Polite. A hunter empathizes the manners with me. At that instant, the corners of Klein's mouth twitched, expressing the ludicrousness, I can't read that word, of the matter, but he ultimately held back. From the looks of it, provoking isn't limited to ridiculing and cursing others. The nits who only knows how to curse using one word is a disgrace to hunters. The nits is a disgrace to hunters. As he thought, Klein said, I've already fulfilled my promise. I think you don't mind giving me a small reward. Reward? The Red Angel evil spirit scoffed and asked. Klein ignored his attitude and continued, I wish to communicate with the Demoness of White. I want to ask her something. Just this request. The Red Angel evil spirit asked in amusement. Klein nodded. That's right. No problem. Sauron Einhorn Medici raised his right hand and grabbed at his gabella. From there, a blurry figure was pulled out. It was none other than the Saintess of White, Katerina, whose facial expression was filled with horror. Can we have a private conversation? Seeing this, Klein looked around. The Red Angel evil spirit immediately laughed and said, do you need a room where the two of you can be together? What? Think about it with your think about it with that brain of yours. Even if you want to hide the questions you would like to raise for me, I can still find out through Katerina's spirit. That is, of course, unless you don't plan on returning her to me. Or are you a little boy who needs a sense of ritual? Klein made the marionette reply with a deadpan expression. I have a way to make her forget my questions. The way this was both the truth and a lie. The truth was that he could use Hive and Rambus as manipulators beyond her characteristics to complete the job. However, it was relatively difficult and the chance of failure was very high. Furthermore, the negative effects weren't minor. The reason why he lied was that he had no intention of doing so. This would expose many important matters. He only had one purpose in saying this, to make the Red Angel evil spirit suspect that the answers obtained weren't the truth and that there were key hidden parts beneath the surface. From that, he would ignore the value of answers obtained on the surface. This worked wonders on people who were highly suspicious. Of course, Klein didn't have an extravagant hope of guaranteed success. After all, the entire opposite of him was the Red Angel, was the master of the conspiracies. Not bad. After all, Einhorn Medici heard Klein reply. His body suddenly vanished, projecting itself onto the glass window. Klein glanced at the blood that had already how do you say this word? Coagulated on the gray stones, feeling somewhat wistful as he brought out the somewhat muddled headed Demoness of White, Katrina, far away from the glass and into a dark alley. He then took out candles, essential oils, and herbal powders. He set up the altar and prayed to the Evernight Goddess, hoping that he could use ritualistic magic to complete the mediumship. This was a skill he had mastered when he was a Nighthawk. As the ritual was completed, an immense and terrifying power descended from an indescribable height, causing the surroundings to become unusually quiet. Klein's eyes instantly darkened, and it was like the dark night was compressed. He then saw more things around Katerina's spirit, flickering light and blurry mind storms. He easily passed through the obstacles and faced the Demoness of White's body of heart and mind. Has the cooperation between the Demoness sect and George III come to an end? Without being careless, Klein began from a sensitive question to observe Katerina's condition. The dazed and confused look on Katerina's face faded a little as she nodded with a pure smile. Yes. Wow. Then why are you still in Backland? Klein asked further. Look at that, dude. Katerina replied solemnly, I'm in pursuit of Tristy. She took an important sealed artifact from us. What's the sealed artifact? Klein suddenly recalled the sapphire ring, the demonish... Oh, the sapphire ring. Coagulate. Coagulate. Klein recalled the sapphire ring Demoness Tristy had once worn on her hat. It was intricately made. Demoness of White, Katerina said with pious expression, it has something to do with the awakening of the primordial. Oh, so it is. It has something to do with the awakening of the primordial. Apart from its high level at grade 0, it doesn't have any special attributes. Indeed, it has to do with the primordial demoness. You people even changed Trish's name to Trishy Cheek. Klein didn't reveal that he knew the true name of the primordial demoness. Instead, he asked, do you know where the other 8 mausoleums of George III's are? Katrina frowned slightly and answered in the manner meant to garner sympathy. They're separately located in the southwest suburbs of Backland, Ottawa County, and East Chester County. This demoness of white first gave a simple account of the locations of the 8 mausoleums before introducing their specific locations and situations and details. The 8 mausoleums have already been repaired. They temporarily deactivated the teleportation tunnel. Even if they have the corresponding charms, there's no way to open them again. It's almost impossible to find them directly from the outside world, other than Prince Grove, Duchess Georgina? Wow, I cannot read. The 2 angels of the royal family and George III, no one else can enter. Well, some of those places were places where Cronus Kilgar often went hunting, so it matches my guess. This means that the Demoness of White isn't lying. I'll make a confirmation above the Great Fog later. If this is really the case, it would be quite troublesome with the current situation, be it Prince Grove or the Duchess Georgina. They would definitely be in the sights of the angels. The biggest hurdle is entering the ruins. Once entry is gained, what follows won't be dangerous. War has already broken out, and there's a need to fight against a Phasakians. Demigods are a limited resource, so there's no way George III can have every ruin be guarded by a saint. With the option of an angel provided reinforcements, as Klein's thoughts raised, he first posed a question. The royal family has 2 angels. In fact, that's not the case. It's very likely George III is also one. Katrina replied honestly. One of those 2 angels is the founder of the Lowen Kingdom, Protector William the First, who had survived since the 4th epoch. Fuck, this guy is old. He is a sequence 1 hand of order of the Arbiter pathway, while the other is the former Duke of the South File, D-Link Augustus. He is a sequence 2 balancer. As for how many grade 0 sealed artifacts the royal family has, I'm not sure. Oh man, this is getting sweaty. There are way too many too many high-level Beyonders now, man. This is getting kind of scary. The founder on the 10-pound note is still alive. I have the feeling that the history had seeped into reality again. That is crazy, dude. New sequence reveal. I know, dude. That is so sick. Hand of Order. Oh, my God. And then Balancer? No music, by the way? Yeah, it's very low. I don't know if you guys can hear it. After some thought, he nodded and asked, why are you working with George III? Damn. Wait, can you hear it? Can you guys hear it? I know. Well, Cammy can't hear it. I am playing some music in the background. Just it's very subtle. Although, let me raise this one a bit. This one is kind of low. Yeah, this one is very low. Yeah, this track is pretty low. Why are you working with George III? I was going to say for a conspirer. No, for a conqueror beyond a characteristic, it's already in our hands. Katrina's expression became a little excited. Conqueror was the name of the Red Priest Pathway Sequence 1 potion. Shit, dude. It's so weird that, like, we're getting all these, like, high-level sequences now. Like, it's pretty cool that, like, we're coming in towards, like, the end of the series, and now we're getting all these names. Then, will it belong to the primordial demoness or belong to the upper echelons of your sect? Klein asked thoughtfully, who are the higher ups of your sect? It will be sacrificed to the primordial. However, we have to find the sealed artifact that Trishy Cheek took away first. Currently, it has been kept by the Saintess of Black. All the higher ups of our sect have colors as their codenames. Katrina answered truthfully. Oh, and she's Katrina of a White. God, and there's the Saintess of Black. After understanding more details, Klein terminated the spirit channeling, cleaned up the altar, and allowed the Demoness of White spirit to return to the glass window from before. Going to shower? See you next stream? No, it's okay, Mysterious. Dude, thank you for tuning in, dude. As for himself, his body suddenly turned transparent. With the help of teleportation, he disappeared from the region, rendezvousing with the actual body of the other marionette. After watching Grimmersborough leave, the gloominess and confusion on Katrina's face suddenly vanished as her expression became extremely astute. She then entered the glass window, which had turned dark again. A few seconds later, Sauron, Einhorn, Menchi, and Demoness of White, Katrina walked out of the mirror together. The latter figures was clear and filled with flesh. She towered no sense of death. Are you saying that he was asking about the other 8 secret mausoleums of George III? As the power of the spirit channeling came from Evernight, the Red Angel Evil Spirit stroked his chin and turned to ask Katrina. The Demoness of White nodded slightly and said, "That's right, huh?" The Red Angel Evil Spirit immediately left. So he doesn't want George III to become the Black Emperor. Katrina's eyes darted around as she revealed a smile. But it's impossible to succeed no matter how fast he advances or how much help he receives, there's no way he can resist the combined forces of the royal family, the military, and that organization. My man is going up against 3 factions in this battle alone, dude. No, if it's just the Augustus family with his high level and trip, he won't be able to do anything unless Evernight personally descends. Oh, come on. That's a little on the nose. She descends this volume, right? Or next volume. Having said that, this Demoness of Wine asks in a seemingly casual manner, I'm very puzzled. Why didn't you kill me? Directly after grasping the absolute advantage over me, the red angel evil spirit glanced at her at the corners of his mouth slowly curled up. Do you think you have the right to be my... Do you think you have the right to be my true target? Oh my god! That reveal was so hard. We have a mic counter fall 1. Wait, that really wasn't even the true target. Okay, now I want to know what this dude is scheming, dude. You know what? Let's keep reading, bro. Let's keep reading. Chapter 1111. Chapter 1111. It's called Poker Expert. Yeah, no, it's like, I don't get it. It's like, why? No. He's talking to her spirit. Wait, no. She's not dead. No. He didn't fake killing her. No, he killed her. Isn't this his spirit that he's talking to now? No. That's not what's happening. Wait, no, you guys are no fucking way. No, she's alive. Wait, that's not, let me go back up. You're fucking kidding me. Was that not her spirit? What? After watching German Sparrow leave, the gloominess and confusion on Katarina's face suddenly vanished as her expression became extremely astute. She then entered the glass window, which had turned dark again. Bruh, it said she's full of flesh. Well, I mean, even though it says, I'm like, okay, it's like her spirit body. Like, her spirit body is full of flesh. A few seconds later, Saruhan, Ironhorn, Medici, and Demoness of White, Katarina walked out of the mirror together. That latter figure was clear and filled with flesh. I see it right here. She shows no signs of death. Never mind. I didn't even buy that. I thought it's like, you know how like Klein made like his marionette? I thought in the way like he was like taking control of her, even like in death, but even like she shows no sign of death. Like he brought her back and now she's with him. My fucking dumbass. That's so funny. Can a spirit body have flesh? Well, like, not like a spirit body, in like a marionette in a way. But this was like his form of a marionette, even though he's a hunter. Okay. All right. They faked it. Okay, they faked it. I thought because technically he can use like his spirit body and whatnot when he goes into the world. I'm like, and maybe some way he can kind of like take control of her after she's dead. Medici's conspiracy tricked Klein and even tricked you. This fucker tricked me. Even when I read filled with flesh, showed no signs of death. I'm like, no, she's dead. Bro, I was like in denial. What the fuck? Do you think you have the right to be my true target? Wow, I was in denial this whole fucking time. Really got bamboozled. All right, man. Next chapter, dude. Next fucking chapter. 38 minutes. Oh, man, you can tell I'm tired. Oh, shit. Yeah, dude, I'm 10 minutes. I only got like 4 hours of sleep. That's bad. All right. Chapter 1111. It's called Poker Expert. Damn, man. I'm telling you, it's weird. I only had like 3 to 4 hours of sleep all day, man. Or like today, man. Oh my god, I'm so out of it. Damn, well, good thing I'm gonna get plenty of sleep today, and then we'll be ready for tomorrow. Chapter 1111 is called Poker Expert. Upon hearing the Red Angel, Evil Spirit replied, Demoness of White, Katarina's expression instantly froze, unable to contain her anger. Sauron, Einhorn, and Medici laughed and continued, You must have become a demigod at the end of the 4th epoch. It's been more than 1,000 years, but you have to become an angel. Don't you feel inferior? As for that fellow just now, he had to rely on the Zik Eggers to face you head-on in the beginning. He was as weak as a chick that had just hatched, but now in less than a year, he has already advanced to Sequence 4 and obtained godhood. He has the ability to match your strength. Don't you have any thoughts about this? Didn't you? Damn, dude. Didn't you think that the past 1,000 years were a waste? Even a dog might open the gates to angelhood after living for more than 1,000 years. I'm sorry. Does he know about Susie? Or he's just speaking in riddles? I know what you're thinking. You're very jealous, and on the other hand, you also have a twisted desire. You want to prove yourself by sleeping with... You want to prove yourself by sleeping with him? You demonists are really laughable. On the other hand, you insist that you were originally men, so it has to prevent yourself from losing yourself, thus resulting in you losing control. On the other hand, you have to showcase the charm of a woman and try your hand at extreme pleasure and intense love. But we hunters have no such problem. Regardless of what gender we were in the beginning, all we need to do in the future is war, war, war. Oh, shit. All we need in the future is war, war, war. That's so funny. Primordial really is a twisted fellow. Letting a pure woman take the path of a demoness would be so much better. However, generation after generation, you pass the damage down. And for what isn't the main goal merely to seek revenge on... The main goal is to seek revenge on fate? And the monster pathway is the one that mostly has control of fate. So is he referencing the monster pathway? No. Or everything is connected to fate in some way. You guys have said that in the past. Huh. Isn't the main goal merely to seek revenge on fate? Every word of the Red Angel Evil Spirit was like an arrow that stabbed into the heart of the demoness of white. It made her beautiful and exquisite face twitch, and her smooth raven black hair seemed to grow thicker. Sauron Einhorn Benchi glanced at Katerina and immediately chortled, "Don't tell me you're losing control because of my provocation." What a nostalgic feeling. The Red Angel Evil Spirit paused for a moment before saying, "You can leave now. If there's anything, then remember to recite my honorific name. Of course, I will come to you directly if I have to." Demoness of White, Katerina's expression returned to normal. She frowned slightly and asked in disbelief, "You're letting me leave just like that?" The Red Angel Evil Spirit chuckled. What do you want me to sleep? What do you want to sleep with me? It's not impossible if the timing is right, but there's something very important that needs to be done right now. Huh. Don't worry, since you've already recited my honorific name and given me a drop of your blood, you'll be under my watch, and you can be affected by me at any moment. Have you already forgotten the differences between an angel and a saint? Don't you know how powerful a real high-level figure is? Huh. Unless you directly pray to a primordial and receive a response, otherwise you'll never be able to free yourself from my gaze. Well, in normal circumstances, an angel can do such a thing, but that's only limited to the situation of only chanting my honorific name. If you don't believe me, I'll let you seek the help of an angel. Demoness of White, Katerina listened with a gloomy expression before finally smiling. I'll keep your teachings in mind, Lord Medici. Lord Medici. Damn, dude. Losing control because you're angry? I can see that happening. Well, that's... you know what? I feel like he's a very good provoker. He's a really fucking good provoker. I'll keep your teachings in mind, Lord Medici. Sauron Einhorn Medici, eyebrows twitch. Well, I mean, it does make sense. You lose control when you're angry because you're giving into like your desires, right? Like you're giving into the anger, the rage. You don't seem so compliant. I can even imagine how you were when you faced German Sparrow, but I don't care. I forgot to tell you. It's best if you merely confirm the condition of your bloodline descendants. Don't you find it suspicious that German Sparrow managed to find you so easily? Katerina's face turned slightly pale, but then it grew serious. She slowly nodded and said, I understand. With that, she merely retreated and entered the glass window again. It was unknown where she was headed for in the illusionary stacked mirror world. With the Demoness of White disappearing, a bloody gash suddenly appeared on the left side of the Red Angel Evil Spirit left cheek and managed to make a sound. What an excellent actress. She made it seem like she wasn't good at controlling her expression, showing her restlessness and lack of intelligence, as though it was easy for her ulterior motives to be discovered. That's right. That way, there's a high chance that we would belittle her and let our guard down against her. Oh, so that was an act. The Red Angel Evil Spirit's right cheek also cracked open in a hideous manner. Tisk, demoness are indeed very cunning. However, I've never underestimated any prey. The Red Angel Evil Spirit used his normal mouth to say, she wants to desensitize me and make me belittle her, but it's impossible. The bloody gash on his left cheek opened and closed and replied, Then why were you captured by Elisa Tudor? That's because of the two of you. The personality that belonged to Medici pointed and said, it has nothing to do with belittlement and desensitization. Desensitization. Oh my god. The blood-colored crack on his right snort and said, how does it feel to become someone else's prey? The mighty god of war, the Red Angel beside the creator? The mighty god of war, the red angel beside the creator. Not bad. Mentions his expression darkened a little, but his words seemed to continue some some what? Wow, dude, I am so sleepy. Only had, oh my god, I need sleep, bro. Only had 4 hours, man. Definitely a good provoker. His words seemed to contain self-complacency. Oh my god. Not bad. Mentions his expression darkened a little, but his words seemed to contain some self-complacency. The personality that belonged to Sauron said with his left cheek, really like to bluff in order to achieve your goals. Back then, Elites and company managed to see through your lies, which was why they managed to seize the opportunity. And just now, you were bluffing Katarina. You're only capable of releasing your aura, relying on your traps and surprises. Attacks to bring about a certain amount of damage. There's no way you could quickly finish her off, but you pretended that you had returned to your sequence 1 state, tricking her into reciting your honorific name and handing over her blood. Medici pointed again and said, a bluff is also normal playstyle in poker. The effects is pretty good, isn't it? At this point, the red angel chuckled and said, furthermore, it's not just a bluff. What I'm most fond of is to mix in the truth or two every few bluffs. Allow me to wait for your fellow who thinks they've seen through my disguise to step into the trap. It's just like the mistakes of you two idiots made back then, but you were the first to die. The two sides of the red angel evil spread face cracked open at the same time. The fact that they're all like bickering with each other in one body, it's so funny. Without any hesitation, Medici said, that means I'm the strongest, worthy of having the most attention. With that said, the 3 personalities of the Red Angel Evil Spread fell silent at the same time. After a few seconds, the blood-colored crack that represented Einhorn opened and closed. Gurmitspar's connection with Evernight is tighter than I imagined. She should have noticed Katarina's true state just now. Medici chuckled and said, it's alright, this is something she has tactfully allowed in the first place. Back when the Great Spawn of Backland happened, the ones who participated in the operation are all gone. Only the demoness named Trissy is still alive. Isn't that enough to explain something? Let me skip this. Isn't that enough to explain something? Sauron and Einhorn didn't speak further as they allow the bloody cracks on their cheeks to wriggle and heal. The Red Angel Evil Spirit that reflected himself on the glass window dispersed from the area around the Bell of Order. Above the grayish-white fog inside of the ancient... Oh, it's called the Bell of Order. Got it. Above the grayish-white fog inside the ancient palace, looking at the spinning topaz pendant in his hand, climbed on discreetly. Now, did Klein skate through all this and just say fake questions or no? He had already used his spirit dowsing to confirm Katarina's answers, and he came up with a concrete conclusion. Right on the heels of that, he began his dream divination based on what he knew of the 8 stricken mausoleums. He then saw the corresponding areas of their blurry states. This made him understand that entry was impossible via normal methods. Even a process of prying without interference had difficulties in locating the interior of the mausoleums. This is very troublesome. Also, when I was channeling with the Demoness of White Spirit, it was also quite different from time when I did it with Conis Kilgore and Hyven Rambus. She had too many expressions and her answer was more protective. Is this something special about the Demoness, or is it due to the other factors? With a thought, he beckoned with his hand to draw out a piece of paper that was stained with Vice Admiral Ailment's blood. He wrote down the corresponding sentence and made a dream divination to search for his target. In the blurry world, Klein saw Tracy, who had escaped from her spiderwebs, looking out the window. There was a dark and illusionary storm around them, making it impossible for him to know where it was. Tracy had escaped. She doesn't look sad. She only feels a certain amount of anger and confusion. Her relationship with the Demons of White is so terrible, or could it be that just as she was feeling puzzled, he saw a black flame suddenly ignite and melt his dreams away. He opened his eyes and confirmed that he could no longer use the blood in his hand to divine the location of Vice Admiral Ailment Tracy. This meant that the demigod powerhouse had used a mysticism technique to sever the connection between the two. Could it be the Demoness of White Katarina isn't dead yet? This, right when the Red Angel Evil Spirit answered me, he was using rhetorical questions. He didn't admit it at all. I was channeling the spirit of a living person. Oh, so he figured it out. I was channeling the spirit of a living person. Klein was instantly enlightened as he hurriedly made another divination. Finally, he confirmed that the Demoness of White really was still alive. Indeed, the Red Angel Evil Spirit's true target isn't a Demoness of White. Also combined with the feedback from the progress of my potion digestion, it is right for me to say that Red Angel Evil Spirit is weaker than I imagined. He hasn't even recovered to the level of Sequence 2, and he was unable to quickly finish off the Demoness of White. He could only rely on others' means to subdue her. After pondering for a moment, Klein realized he couldn't come to a conclusion. He quickly reined in his thoughts and stopped considering the problem. This is because he had already obtained the information he needed from the Demoness of White, Katarina. Klein put down the piece of paper and was stayed with Vice Admiral Ailment blood and suddenly chuckled. Severing the connection between the blood and the body, preventing powers of divination prophecy from using it as a medium. I wonder if it will work when rubbing it on the surface of Grizel's travels. After looking at the piece of paper for a few seconds, Klein temporarily gave up the idea of testing because there was no need for it. His focus quickly shifted to the other 8 mausoleums of George III. Ordinary lines of thought shouldn't work. The thing that I came up with are definitely things of the angels, saints under George III can figure out as well. If it wasn't for the fact that the gods have already tactfully allowed this matter, exposing this matter by printing it on the flyers might have been effective. Teleportation nexus, the Tudor ruins. This, as he thought about it, a thought suddenly came to his mind. He had an idea. Ooh, what's that gonna be? Traveling notebook? Bet. Let's keep reading, dude. Let's fucking keep reading. 112. I think I'm gonna do one more chapter. I think I'm gonna do one more chapter. Fuck, man, I'm tired. 36. Beautiful. And I'm gonna do one more chapter. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be our 5th chapter today. I think today I'm only I only am gonna do 5 chapters. Man, I'm so out of it today. Let's do this. Yeah, man, I feel like I'm so sleep deprived right now. It's so fucking bad, dude. Let's do this. Chapter 1112 is called Traveling Notebook. In the magnificent palace above the Great Fog, Klein stretched out his right hand and tapped the edge of the long modeled table as he muttered silently. The 5 large family clans of the Tudor dynasty are Amon, Abraham, Antigonus, Jacob, and Tamara. The one who helped Elisa Tudor become the Blood Emperor were the kings of angels, Adam, Amon, and Abraham. Can it be inferred that during the time of the Tudor Turnset United Empire supporting one of the 2 consuls, Elisa included Amon and Abraham? If that's the case, the Blood Emperor Elisa Tudor didn't have plans on switching paths in the beginning. When he secretly constructed the mausoleums, he likely would have sought the help of one or more of the following: Amon, Abraham, and the Antigonus. As for Bethel Abraham, he's Mr. Door, and he grasped the apprentice pathway. When it comes to teleportation, even a true deity might not be as good as him. So could the teleportation nexus in the Tudor ruins be set up by Bethel Abraham? How do you even figure that up? In the ruins be set up by Bethel Abraham? There's a high chance of that. Yes, the only important figures like Mr. Dort can make the entrance and exit of a secret ruin reach such a level. This causes even my divination above the Great Fog to be unable to pinpoint its location. Likewise, it is difficult for an angel who wields a concealment to enter it directly. Amidst thoughts, Klein was leaning more and more towards his own guesses being closer to that of reality, because Bethel was under the Tudor and the ruins were made in the Tudor's time. It's crazy how fucking smart Klein is, man. I wouldn't even be able to figure it out. Thank you, Cammy. Man, you guys are good. I mean, you guys have already finished this, so you guys have like, I know you guys have had more time to kind of like fully grasp it. It's so hard for me to wrap my head around all this. There's a high chance of that. Yes, only important figures like Mr. Dort can make the entrance and exit of a secret ruin reach such a level. This causes even my divination above the Great Fog to be unable to pinpoint its location. Likewise, it's difficult. Losing brain cells. Dude, I'm tired, man. I'm so sleepy today. Yes, only important figures like Mr. Doherty can make the entrance and exit of a secret ruin reach such a level. This causes even my divination above the Great Fog to be unable to pinpoint its location. Likewise, it's difficult for an angel who wields concealment to enter it directly. Amidst his thoughts, Klein was leaning more and more towards his own guess being closer to that of reality. I wonder if Mr. Doherty left behind any relevant information to provide accurate coordinates or methods of entry. This would require Miss Magician to ask her teacher again. Also gonna get hit the bed once you're done. No, it's all good, man. So I really hope that Miss Magician can become a traveler as soon as possible. That way she wouldn't need to rely on writing letters to contact her teacher. She could teleport over directly. She could do it now, but the act of being able to record so many traveling spells would scare her teacher and arouse suspicion. It really is troublesome. So now she's stuck in a conundrum. It's like, what do I do? If there are no records left behind by the Abraham family, do I have to attempt to converse with Mr. Door? Not only is this troublesome, but it's also dangerous. More importantly, Miss Magician isn't even in Sequence 5 yet. She hasn't even been able to clearly hear, much less respond to Mr. Door. It's impossible for me to turn her into my marionette or descend onto her body. Early on, Klein had seriously considered communicating with Mr. Lore through Miss Magician when he first pulled her above the gray fog. What the fuck? Later, after he came to learn more, he grew increasingly apprehensive about the idea, and he didn't dare take the risk. That is mean. What? Turned her into a marionette. Furthermore, the level he was at now lacked the measures that were sufficiently effective and secure. As his thoughts churned, he suddenly sighed and said a word: patience. Oh, that was a title drop earlier, right? Patience. At sea on the island was relatively high pirate activity. Force raised her glass and took a sip of the transparent and colorless liquid in anticipation. Her father scrunched up as if she had tasted something hard to swallow. Oh, her father. Her face scrunched up as if she had tasted something hard to swallow. Puff, isn't this Lanty proof too inferior? Why are they also having so much fun drinking this? Force put down her cup, raised her right hand, and fanned her mouth. She softly muttered, apart from the alcohol content, it doesn't have any other strength. On the right hand, it's also cheap. After drinking a mouthful of color of water for another cup, Force picked up a fountain pen and wrote in a rather poor quality notebook. Wow, the music picked up so much. After drinking a mouthful of cold water from another cup, Force picked up a fountain pen and wrote in a rather poor quality notebook. The pirates here also only in pursuit of strong liquor while keeping an eye on the place. To them, being drunk is more important than anything else. These pirates are friends that I know have told me to this port city was built on them. At first, the only doctor ships here to hide their loot and settle their families. Later on the bankrupt adventurers and the tax fugitives came to the place and settled down. They also plunged the lands of the island and built houses. Finally, an entry pot market was formed, and the merchants at sea swarmed over like sharks smelling blood. Wait. This music does not fit. It does not fit. Oh, this does not fit. This is not it. Let me loop this for a bit. At least for this chapter. At this point, Force looked up. You're a bit off camera. Yeah, I know. I was over here. Yeah, it's I need to adjust the camera. At this point, Force looked up at the I'm sorry, I missed your message earlier on Hinge. I know I'm off camera. At this point, Force looked up at the three pirates curled up in the corner. Do you have anything else to say? Oh wait, this is the wrong track. Oh man, I'm so out of it. I'm so fucking sleepy. I can't even think right now on what music to play. I'm so sorry. At this point, Force looked up at the three pirates curled up in the corner. Do you have anything else to say? The three burly pirates trembled at the same time and said with a mournful expression, no, really, we have nothing. I have to say that it feels pretty good to imitate Mr. World's attitude when it comes to dealing with pirates. Force sighed and shook her head. She retracted her gaze and continued writing. There's a liberal mood here. If the women are interested in any man, they can, like men, offer a price. Similarly works when a man catches the eye of another man or when a woman catches the eye of another woman. According to my three pirate friends, due to the long periods of repression and boredom while drifting out at sea, it's inevitable for some people to experiment with certain forbidden taboos. In this aspect, they've been very honest and even described their experiences. In addition, they informed me of things I never even dared to believe. Pirates actually advocate the concept of democracy and fairness. This has completely overturned my understanding, but on careful thoughts, it doesn't seem difficult to understand. At least they didn't say that they were pursuing justice. The explanation from the three pirate friends is that when a person with his weapons doesn't have absolute overwhelming strength, it's always the case of the three being tyranny for the majority of a pirate ship. Furthermore, a large ship requires a lot of people to run it. When these factors are combined, it makes the pirate crew very particular about democracy. There will always be a captain who will be voted by his or her crew now and then be banished or even killed. I believe that a captain possesses the absolute strength. The pirate crew would definitely develop another style of governance. Oh. At this point, Force looked out the window again and saw that under the blue sky and white clouds, buildings made of wood and rocks formed a dense circle around the market. From time to time, she could see a few children in tattered clothes skipping past. Upon hearing the extremely lively commotion, Force wrote again, there's no urban planning here at all. Everyone casually builds their houses and expands their borders. As a result, many roads only allow for one person to walk through. There's no sunlight at all. My first reaction is that once a fire breaks out, outcome will be extremely terrifying. Backland once had a similar tragedy. However, my three pirate friends told me that this isn't something worth worrying about. Because it's humid and often rains here, people with special powers never keep it under wraps. This place is still under the influence of war. Although it's chaotic, it gives people a sense of tranquility. Also, what they're most afraid of isn't the King of the Five Seas nest or all sorts of horrifying legends, but rather that of a crazy adventure. Everybody's scared of Gurman. Of Gurman Sparrow. Every pirate is warned by their peers not to drink too late in the night. They shouldn't take a walk in the middle of the night or use small alleys. That's because it might lead to them going missing. And the murderer is rumored to be that gentleman. Is this a form of hunting? As she wrote, Force's expression gradually turned solemn. She hurriedly pulled out another stack of papers and added them on the content. There's a unique coldness that wafts through the hospital at night, and the darkness outside the window is a much thicker than other places. No one knows what the young lady who lives in a single world gets her family members to bring her mushrooms and weeds. No one knows where these things end up. In short, there were no signs of any fires in the ward, and there's no abandoned junk outside. This makes the nurses suspect that the patient is secretly eating mushrooms and weeds. Standing in front of the mountain, Afternoon Town, which was divided into 3 regions on top, middle, and bottom, had a camp set up by the City of Silver. Derek Berg clasped his hands and placed them in front of his mouth, softly chanting, "The fool that doesn't belong to this era." After piously chanting, he stood up and picked up the ancient bronze cross that was covered with sharp spikes, walking towards the bonfire outside. As the uncharted crucifix couldn't coexist with the other mystical items, his giant hammer named Thunder God's Roar could only be temporarily left to Haim and Josh and can only be left to Haim and Joshua to carry with them. As the City of Silver's expedition team gathered, Klein, who was in Backland, had already arrived above the Grey Fog. He picked up the Sea God Scepter, and with the help of one of the Crimson Stars, burgeoning and contracting, he saw the situation in Afternoon Town. He had expanded his vision towards the Giant King's court. If he didn't use the Prayer of Light and the Sea God Scepter, Klein was unable to expand his field of view by relying on the Crimson Stars. As his gaze moved, a beautiful but deep dusk gradually appeared in his eyes. In the area where dusk was still frozen, there were countless places, countless towers, and many majestic city walls. They were magnificent and opulent, resembling a miracle found in myths and legends. Furthermore, they were frozen in time, the Giant King's court. Damn, that's badass. As he tried to zoom in with his vision, Klein realized that he was unable to see the exact situation beneath the dusk. As expected of the divine kingdom of an ancient god, and it's not the kind that has been abandoned or hidden, it's no wonder that the King of Angels chose this place for a secret gathering. I hope that Little Sun prayers after entering the Giant King's court will help me see it more clearly. Klein nodded thoughtfully. At the same time, he focused a portion of his attention on Shepherd Elder Livia. He discovered that this lady had the illusionary silver armor covering her entire body. At the same time, he focused a portion of his attention on Shepherd Elder Livia. He discovered that this lady had an illusionary silver armor covering her entire body. She's wearing armor? This should be the evil spirit she grazed? I haven't seen any effects of the true creator yet. Klein slowly let out a breath and patiently waited for the subsequent developments. What? After a while, under the lead of Chief Colin Iliad, the 9-man expedition team, including Derek Burke, left the Afternoon Town camp. Last chapter is going to be our last chapter. They followed the stairs. Oh, we're almost done. Yeah, we're almost done. We only have like about a paragraph left. They followed the stairs paved with gray stones and walked towards the peak of the mountain. They were at least sequence 6 beyonders, and most of them belonged to the warrior pathway. They moved at relatively fast speeds, cleaning a few waves of monsters that were mainly rotten giants. Finally, they arrived at a region shrouded by the dusk. They were shocked by the grand and epic building, and no one spoke for a short period of time. This was also the first time they had encountered a place where there were no flashes of lightning, a place that was illuminated by natural light. What the fuck? Demon Hunter Colin narrowed his eyes. Dude, you must be so happy just finding natural light. That's so cool, dude. Demon Hunter Colin narrowed his eyes. He took out a small metal bottle and drank the liquid. Oh man, my head. After this evolution over the many generations, they were more accustomed to the dark environment with frequent lighting. They were instinctively afraid of such a situation that was in a state of frozen twilight. It was both a point of hope and fear. They don't even know how to interpret it. After drinking the preparation potion and mentally preparing himself, Colin Iliad and Shepherd Livia led the members of the expedition team as they stepped into the region illuminated by the sunset. Before Derek could sense anything, he saw the uncharted crucifix in his hand drop, revealing a corporeal form formed from pure light. However, the light emitted by the corporeal body was no longer pure. It was tainted with the orange-red color unique to dusk. Right on the heels of that, oh, that's so funny, dusk. Right on the heels of that, Derek fell from his condition plummet. It was as if he was at his weakest point of the day, ready to welcome the approaching night. He felt right on the heels of that, Derek felt his condition plummet. Is that was one of the negative effects, right? Oh shit. Okay. I haven't watched it. No, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. Dude, it's crazy. I felt so behind on videos I've been wanting to watch because I've been reading. Yeah, dude, I missed it. This is what I'm gonna do though. This Friday, between Friday night and Saturday morning, we'll release our episode react to the season 1 finale. After we watch the season 1 finale, we're gonna have like a Lord of Mysteries react day, where we react to all the chibi shorts, all the remaining mysticism lessons, and then we watch all the cut content videos. And then after that, we're probably going to do like 2 tier list videos. We're probably going to do like a tier list video on the anime. On what? I'm not sure. Maybe like characters, episodes. Probably character episodes, pathways we've seen. This isn't so. We'll probably do like a few reaction videos leading up to that. Yeah. Like we'll probably do a couple. We're probably gonna do a couple reaction videos like revolving around season 1 once we're done. I'm so excited to watch that episode. Man, I wanted to watch it early. Like I was like, fuck it. I was like, let's watch it today. But I'm so tired. I thought I can read like 6 to 7 chapters. I'm just so exhausted, man. No, yeah, but yeah, we'll do that all after. Yeah, I'm sorry, we only read 5 chapters today. Yeah, so it's like, I was hoping to have more energy at the start of this week, right? But I was just, oh man, I did it to myself. I was out so late Sunday night. I had a 4-hour nap. And I was like, oh man, I was like, I'm gonna wake up easy. You're gonna wake up, you're gonna read 8 chapters, man. You're gonna get a good head start. I was like, you read 6 today, 6 tomorrow, bam, you're 2 chapters ahead of schedule. And I was like, bah, you do that Thursday, Friday, and you do a little bit more. You do a little bit more Thursday. I was like, like you'll be done by Saturday. And then it's like you can do like the volume 5 discussion like right away with Wiz, dude, on Sunday. But we'll see. It's okay to be late. No, yeah, might as well. I'm gonna rest today. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go spend time with my girl. I'm gonna go spend time with my dog. I'm gonna see if I'm awake enough to go for like a little run with her. And if not, we sleep in, we fully recharge. Because Tuesday, the only thing I'm gonna do before stream is react to the LSC chapter, which will be like 10 to 20 minutes. Off stream today, I'm gonna do a little bit of Shadow Slave and have that up. And then maybe also Tuesday. We'll see. And then I'll hit up Wiz. I'll see what day he'd be good for the volume 5 discussion. I'm gonna tell him like, yo man, I'm down to just do the volume 5 discussion the same day, bro. I don't know. I'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, after we finish this, well, it's crazy. This week we're gonna finish volume 5, and then we're also gonna finish season 1 of the Dunqua. And then after we finish season 1 of the Dunqua, I'm gonna have to ask you guys, like, yo, man, like, recommend me Dunquas. I'm gonna probably say that because what I do want to do, I want to keep doing anime reacts. I want to do at least 1 anime a season and 1 Dunqua a season. That way I can practice editing videos. That way I can be consistent with practicing and see if I can get better at it, get faster at it, you know, i.e., etc. Literally mind-blowing volumes. Shit, dude, you're gonna need strength for the last 2 volumes because I don't think you're gonna be ready for it. I know, man. I need to be like fully, like, mentally relaxed, prepared. Like I need to put my head. I need to be in the right streamer headspace when we do these finales, man. But this is gonna be sick. We're getting season 1 finale and volume 5 finale, and then yeah, if you guys have any, I'll probably do a poll. Leading up to the season 1 finale. Like, recommend a Dunqua so I can watch 1. I know I'm still gonna finish To Be Hero X fully digested. Yeah, I know. We got to be in a fully digested state before we do the finale. I know I'm still gonna continue To Be Hero X, so I am gonna finish To Be Hero X. I don't know if I'll do like 1 big video. I'll probably continue doing the arcs. Those are gonna be kind of late. Those are definitely gonna be kind of late. And then maybe I'll do that after. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that first. Maybe I'll do the To Be Hero X videos first, spread out every few days or so. Maybe. We'll see what happens. We'll see how we do it. That being said, I like what we read. I can't believe I didn't even... I was so in denial. You can tell how fucking tired I am. I'm like, she came back. And I'm like, no. She's still dead. In my head, I'm like, she's still dead. Like, it's like, I know he's talking to her, but it's like a dead version of Katrina he's talking to. I'm like, nope. I'm done. I'm way too tired, man. But we'll see what happened. The whole part, though, where... he was pretending to be a mon was fucking funny. Even Wiz was tweaking when he finished the volume 6. That's exciting, dude. I'm fucking pumped. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna see you guys later tomorrow in a few hours. Make sure you guys check out the stream. You lost your brain power on our Amon POV Gaslight. I fucking did, man. Like, you can tell when I read that part, I woke up, right? Like, you can tell when I read that part, I'm like, oh, I got energy. Like, oh, whoa, what the fuck? And then it, like, I went right back down. I think, like, this is my mental state for today. Like, this is, like, average. I'm, like, down here, right? I'm at a very low level today. I read that Amon part. I, like, spiked up a little bit to normal level, and then I went right back, and I went under the low level. I think I got lower. So, yeah, I was just, like, today I kind of was just reading to read. Just, like, I noticed I was just reading, but I wasn't, like, fully understanding what I read at that point. So, I apologize for that, but, yeah, I'm sorry. I cannot be Dun Smith. I cannot be a Nighthawk. I don't know how they fucking do it. I'm like, no. It's like, I tried being a sleepless. It did not work out. I tried only doing 4 hours of rest. It doesn't work for me. I wish I could, but it did not work. That being said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get some rest. We'll be back tomorrow at the same usual time, and I'm gonna see you guys very, very soon. Hopefully, if I'm more energized, we can read a little bit more than 5 chapters. But if we're on this track, we'll be done by Sunday either way. So it's still a win-win. Peace, and have an amazing day, guys. All right, I'll see you soon, okay? Later, guys. Oh, man. My nose is so stuffy. Woo! I'm tired, man. We're gonna get some sleep, guys. I'll see you very, very soon. And I think when I, like, shower, relax, eat, meal prep, hopefully do a little bit of exercise, hopefully do a little bit quick, because I gotta lose some weight. Well, I'll read some Shadow Slave. Oh, man. All right, later, guys.